Episode 10, guys, the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's do a quick rundown of what is on the agenda today. So, today we're going to start our Planet Nintendo Awards. We also have our people using portability to justify some of the Switch's flaws. If you were dropped onto a deserted island, what game would you take? And do you think Nintendo could be introducing some pay-to-play integration microtransactions? Interesting. All right, let's get to it. What is up, guys? Episode 10, 1-0 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, like always, Patrick, and I'm joined by the best co-hosts on the planet, starting with Bobby, the Nintendo Guru. What is up?
The winner chicken dinner. That is me. What's up,
and
man?
our second place co-host.
Exactly.
Joe after work. What's up, man?
Should I be second place? Should I be third now that you're in here?
Ooh, that's true. Yeah,
We should
race.
We should race every week just to figure out who gets first billing for the week show.
Oh my god! Can we?
You will never be spooking number 2 ever. You'll never be the first one to get called on.
It's okay. 3's my lucky number anyway.
No, listen to this. You wish.
All right, so we just passed Black Friday. There was actually surprisingly a lot of Switch deals. I saw your post, Bobby, on Twitter. I posted what I got on Twitter. Joe, did you do anything on Black Friday?
Yeah, I got a couple things.
A couple hundred things.
Couple things.
No. I actually I sought out deals and stuff. This was probably the biggest deal for me. 8 terabyte hard drive that I needed for all my videos to just house. Dude, it was half off. It was $150. I had to. That was
wow.
Needed to. Just Dance was $30, and this was for Extra Life.
No.
This is the same thing I did. Why?
Why
Dude,
would you buy
Just
Dance?
You don't understand. Do you not realize after yesterday's live stream how much I enjoy embarrassing myself online?
Apparently so.
I have no shame. Dude? I have no shame.
You know what the crazy thing is? The Wii version was released for that.
Oh, dude, that's not crazy. There's a lot of people that game still sells a lot, man.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
And 2 for 1 again from GameStop. They do it every year. Xenoblade Chronicles X was $20, and which is still $60 on the eShop digitally. So I was like, okay, I have to get it this way.
Never lower prices.
Yeah, never. It's crazy. I should have got it when it was on my Nintendo, the deals and stuff. But Muramasa for the Wii and NES pack for the Wii U.
Muramasa,
I think I never owned. So I was like, okay, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's not too
What
bad.
about you, Bobby? I already saw, but for
for those who I bought Skyrim, so I got the Skyrim action going. I bought LA Noire, and then I got Gear Club Unlimited. And I also bought I was able to track down Batman Telltale. I actually got it from Amazon for $20.
I gotta ask you, the game that I'm most curious about is Gear Club. The price scares me away.
I love it. I love it. Seriously, I did about an hour stream today, and I basically started off with that because Sean was asking me about it. I was like, you know what, I'll just show you. And he's like, all right. So we got done recording. The Gaming Gurus podcast, and when we got done, I popped on the stream and started going to it, and he was like, "Holy crap, dude! This thing looks really good, dude." So, if you want to see footage of it, there's probably a good 30-minute game footage of it.
Yep,
it's on my channel now, and looks really good. It's not the perfect race simulator. There's some flaws with it, but ultimately, what it is you get your car, you pick your first car, you buy your first car. I bought a Camaro, and then you start to travel throughout this world that they made to all these different places, and you're racing different competitors. And you start earning money, and then you can either take that money and soup up your car, buy new cars, because you're going to need new cars as you go through, because each race, there's different classes. There's an A1, an A2, and a B. So you need to have at least 3 different cars when you do this. And then you can also start to upgrade your race shop. It's very...
Damn.
It's very like RPG elements to it, where you have to like grind and get money and then build up these areas. Like, cause you'll go into a race and they'll be like, they come up to you. There's 2 people. One's a girl, one's a guy. The guy kind of like leads you around, but the girl is like basically in charge of your race shop and stuff. And she's like, boss, you don't have enough power to race in this circuit. You sure you want to go? You can still win, because I did do it one time. You can still run good and get up there. It's just harder, because the cars are all faster, so you got to be like on your marks. But it's good, man. It's really, really good. Look,
That's awesome.
For the Nintendo Switch, here's the deal. We're not going to get a Forza. We're not going to get a Gran Turismo. We're not going to get any of these big name games. This is the closest we're going to get. The price is a little high. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I would probably just hold a little bit, and it'll probably go down shortly. I paid $50 for it, but man, I'm loving it, dude. I actually started playing yesterday. Never touched Skyrim, never touched LA Noire. I've been playing this the whole time. Like, wow. it literally just, boom, got its hooks in me, man. I was like, this is awesome. So it's fun.
So I made some pickups. NBA 2K, finally, it was at a lower price. I think it was like $30. Took a chance on Lego Worlds. It was only $20. I don't know.
I haven't even touched it.
Yeah,
really? I keep hearing like that's like the Lego game that should have came out before Minecraft.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing, but I don't touch those games.
I think people are misleading you, but that's good.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's very glitchy is the problem. So I'm just waiting for some patches to hit to hopefully clean that up a little bit. Apparently, the load times.
Skyrim, that's okay.
No, it's worse than Skyrim. Load times are like insane from what I'm understanding.
Oh damn!
Kind of like Lego City.
And then Puyo Puyo Tetris, my little
game
baby.
Is so good, dude.
Dude, so addicting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I like how you can play online with people, man. It's very fun.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
What was that, Joe?
How much was that one? Was that on? I didn't realize that was on sale.
No, that was $30. I just picked it up.
Oh, okay.
I
thought it was. I mean, I have it, but I was just like...
They did have a 2-pack you could have got. You could have got Sonic Forces in that for, you know...
That's in January, I think. I think that's coming out next year.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather
They only announced it for Europe, so... Yeah.
And I also got the Animal Crossing Amiibo deal. Guys, if you like Animal Crossing a little bit, I got 4 of them for... $5, $6.
That's insane. That is insane. Man.
I bought all mine at full price, and I'm proud to say that I bought them. I love Animal Crossing. I bought them all. I have them all over there.
And then the Toad Amiibo was $1.98. Like,
dude,
where are you shopping?
Yeah. Toys R Us, baby.
Oh, that's why Toys R Us is going out of business, because of people like you taking advantage of them.
And I had no idea it opens up like additional content in Treasure Tracker, so I'm set, man.
It's not great. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you find like a pixel thing.
It's like a hide and go seek with a pixel toad.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's whatever.
But I will say this, holy crap. So I actually went, I didn't even go Black Friday. I went whatever the Thursday is called, because they have it like Thanksgiving night, and like we have our dinner early, so it was like no big deal. Everyone had a freaking Switch in their cart, dude. It is madness. Mm-hmm. And like there wasn't just like 20 Switches there were pallets.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo
came through with this, man. They really did. I was telling Sean earlier today, my cousin, she contacted me a few days ago, and actually, because what I did was I posted that Ojo footage, a picture up on my Facebook, and my cousin's like, her son's named Ryan. She's like, Ryan wants one. He asked one for Christmas, and I'm like, get him one. Not the Ojo, the Switch. And she's like, you know what? I think it's gonna wait till next year. And I'm like, next year? Are you insane? Like, get him this thing now. Forget all the other gifts. This is the gift to get for him, man. Mm-hmm. And she told me yesterday she found one, she bought it, and I was like, that is awesome.
That's awesome.
It's really, man. I think people are. I went to Best Buy yesterday. They were sold out. It's a good sign, man. And I know they had them there because they were advertising them. And I know Best Buy had a lot at my store locally, and they were sold out, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they are selling out. I mean, there's people in my Discord that are like, yeah, I'm having trouble finding it. I'm like, try
insane.
GameStop. Like, I don't know where
The
else to
problem
go.
is GameStop does have them, but the
They're
problem
even limited.
is that, well, no, the problem is they want to do the bundles, and
Yeah.
I get, look at, people are probably like, oh, well, so what? You need all that stuff anyway. Yeah, I need it. I don't need it day one. And I don't need to spend $600 on a console when I could get it for $300, and then, you know what? In 2 weeks, go back and buy a couple of things, you know?
Exactly.
Like, it's nonsense that they do this. That's because they know that their games are overpriced and all their other stuff is garbage, and nobody's going to buy it, so they try to bundle all that crap together, man.
Yeah, it's like, I know by me, it's a little different. Like, they just sell the consoles. And then they even had like pre-owned ones there already for like $279. I was like, damn, who's returning Switches right now?
Idiots.
But I mean, they're out there. It's just now is like, if you had gone and got one last week, you could find it no problem. Going into the holidays, forget it. It's like it's sink or swim.
If you really don't want your Switch, why would you take it to GameStop? You could get full price for it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking it and returning it there, and you're probably getting, if you're lucky, $225, $200, maybe if you're lucky, $230, and that's maybe if you're lucky, because they're not selling it for $279 if they're not getting like a good amount of money off. You're nuts. Like, seriously, Craigslist, man, or eBay at least. You know, I would.
It's pretty comparable to when the Wii came out, because I remember the Wii came out like right around holiday time. I mean, they're easier to find than the Wii, like, so far. I mean, we're not even into December yet, but it's madness, dude. Everyone had them. And December 26th, it's going to be National Crap Go Buy a Mini SD Card Day, because no one had mini SD cards in their cart.
Dude, but they were cheap, man.
Dude, they were.
I just got the 128 was like $30 or something like that on Amazon. Nuts. I need to get a couple more, man. I need to buy some more.
The 200 was $50.
Yeah, that's insane, man. The funny thing is like, I'll be honest with you. When I was seeing these pictures of a lot of Switches in stores, I was a little nervous for Nintendo, and I was like, man, maybe the hype is dead. Maybe people just don't want these. And then, like I said, I went to a couple stores yesterday, and they were gone. Like, they were out. And that's just amazing to see that. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have a lot of deals. People were complaining about that. And I was like, yeah, but it's a brand new system. This is their first holiday. You can't expect any deals on this stuff. But they really did a good job. They're doing a great job, you know, so I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so the video game awards are coming up. When are those, by the way? I just know they're coming up.
Next week, I think.
Next week?
December.
Okay.
Well, not this coming week. The week after. I think it's December 6th or something like that. It's the weekend.
Probably that Friday, right?
I think it's the Friday after next week. It's the first week.
Okay.
I think it's the first Friday of the month of December.
All right. So I figured this episode, maybe like 2 more after this, I figured we would do our own Planet Nintendo Awards. And we're going to go over different topics, not just Game of the Year. We'll probably do that last. But I have 2 today that I think pretty debatable. I mean, we could pick the same game, obviously. Like, it doesn't have to be all different. So the first one I'm going to start with is Best Indie of the Year. Now, the only requirements is it just has to be on the Switch, obviously.
Well, here's the thing. And can we say that it has to be launched this year? Like, it can't be a port?
Yeah.
Because they already had their shot at being the best whenever they put that game out originally.
Yeah, like Stardew wouldn't be Rocket League.
Yeah.
So I will start with Joe. Which of the 300 are you going to pick?
I know this guy.
I know, right? It's only like I've done 87 Nintendo Spotlight episodes, right? Mighty Gunvolt Burst is still up there for me, man. I don't know. There's just something... I don't know whether it's a soft spot for Inti Creates, them being able to do Mega Man better than Capcom right now, adding the customized build. Dude, it's such a smooth game. It's great, and they really care about other indie franchises too, like bringing in Shantae into games like Master Blaster, Zero, and all that stuff. They just added like more Gunvolt characters to Mighty Gunvolt Burst over the last couple months with Call and Jewel. from the second one, being able to play as those characters and giving them new abilities. So the replayability factor is there. It's slightly different stories. Each character, they took time and care into that game, and it's a different playthrough with each character every time. Stages are the same and bosses are still the same, but the way you battle each boss and change up the elements based on your character is going to be different every time. So for that's why that game is still my indie game of the year so far.
Yeah. What about you, Bobby?
SteamWorld Dig 2, hands down.
I knew it.
I just, dude, that game is amazing. You know what I mean? Like, they're the company that I feel needs to elevate into just developer status. Like, they're beyond indie developers now. Like, it's just 3 games in a row for them that they've knocked it out the park, and they just continue to get better and better and better, and I love it. Like, for those that haven't played Heist and Dig 1, I believe they're teasing it. We're going to get them in December for the Switch. So be on the lookout for especially Heist. Heist is so good, man. It's amazing. So, yeah. For me, Dig 2, hands down. Like, they took what was good about the original, improved upon it. Graphics were just spot on, gorgeous. Music was good. Was a lot of fun. Just they home run all day long.
Yeah.
They also have a sale too going on for all their games.
For Steam, right? Over at Steam.
Yes, Steam.
Steam.
Some 3DS ones as well. I think the first Steam World.
I'm just curious about something. Did Inti Creates give you any games for Extra Life?
No. I bought those. Everything else I bought, it was
Steam,
just image and form.
Yeah. You know, you give them a nod for Game of the Year. What a piece of trash. What a piece of trash.
Listen. I didn't want this.
They're over there buying your votes for Game of the Year, and you just snub them.
They're buying my votes. I was going to say, I didn't want there to be like any collusion or anything for people to believe that, like, oh, this guy's giving away codes. I think his vote is tainted. I'm going to call it how it is.
That's okay. That's okay. I would take that. That's fine.
So those are good. For me, it's Golf Story. That game just completely just won
That game's
over.
garbage. SteamWorld Dig 2, man.
Get out.
No, that game is really good. That game is really
I just
good.
like that there's a story to it. It somehow reminds me of like the old Pokemon games, just like the art style and just walking around. And you could just play it and just play like a round of golf without even doing the story. So I don't know, that game just like that won me over.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Any honorable mentions for you guys? Because I know we play a lot of them, so it's kind of hard to like pick one.
Dude, I can't remember. Which I'm not even sure if it's. I don't even know if it's a new game or whatever. But Rive.
Ooh, yeah,
Rive.
Dude, that
so
game
good,
is so good, man.
It was
Big
on Steam
shout-outs.
a couple of years ago, but yeah, it is new to Switch.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Two Tribes. They got back to me with a key, so that was cool.
Did they give you a key?
Yeah, it's a good game, dude.
Well, someone tagged you and I in it, and was like, "These guys need to have a key." They gave me 2 keys. They gave me one for North America and one for Europe. So I gave Toby one, and him and I are going to do a review. Yeah, so it's good stuff.
It's good.
Yeah.
Are we still keeping within the it came out on Switch this year only, or the game came out this year?
I mean, it could be anything. Honorable mention. It could be.
Here he goes trying to change
No,
because
I was gonna say it'll do 2 and Axiom Verge for sure. I'm in love with both of those games.
Hey, real quick, let's pause for 1 second. I just got an email. NPD analysts say Switch is on pace to exceed the Wii sales by 20% in its first 10 months. That is insane, man.
Exceed like Wii's total?
For the first 10 months. So the first 10 months of what the Wii sold, this is going to go 20% above that.
Jeez.
This thing is on pace to do some juggernaut numbers, man.
Dude, I was telling you, pallets were leaving. Like, they were empty at Target, at Walmart.
Amazing.
It makes me wonder what Nintendo New York is going to be getting in, because they had stacks on the back of their credenzas of Super NES classics, and I was able to pick one up on Friday for one of my fellow streamers. Like, no problem. I walked in went to the counter. I was in and out 5-10 minutes.
I think they got their stuff together, man.
Dude,
they finally got it
nuts.
figured out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail. Go ahead.
That's all right. Yeah, Joe, why don't you just start again with your? I'm just trying.
We're not keeping that in because that would have been great.
No, I'm keeping that in there. I'm not taking that out.
Oh yeah. No, I was just saying It'll Do Too and Axiom Verge would probably be honorable mentions for me. Man, I didn't think I needed a traditional Zelda like blown up like that, and It'll Do Too Plus proved me wrong. I was like, oh, it's okay to go back home and go back to traditional style, and it's a really fun game. Yeah, I like the art style. I like the fact that game does challenge you when it comes to bosses. Like, I don't know, there's just something about like you can have fun just exploring around, and yeah, that can be the easy part, but like forcing yourself to like look for all the rare pieces, get all your support items, go through the dark towers, like that third dark tower is like nuts.
I can't even get into the first one yet. I'm still trying to find horns.
Yeah, they're everywhere, dude. They're everywhere.
They are. I wish there was a way to see how many you had. Is there a way?
Yeah. You go into your loot and it shows you.
Oh, it's in the loot.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
Also, Game Awards is December 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. SteamWorld Dig 2 gets all the honorable mentions. Like, that game's so good. That could have been one or two
mentions.
I guess I should have mentioned that too, but I think that was a given.
Let's move it on. What's the next one?
All right, so the next Planet Nintendo Award is Biggest Surprise of the Year. This can be games, it could be announcements, could be really anything. So this is pretty broad. So I'll start with Bobby this time. Biggest surprise.
I would have to say Mario Rabbids. I don't think anybody saw that game coming. I don't think anybody thought it would be as popular as it is and as well off as it is, and like people to fall in love with the characters the way they did. Like, dude, home run all day long for Ubi. So that's mine.
Couldn't get into it, man. Just couldn't do it.
Do you really have to crap all over my stuff, man?
I just
couldn't. You could just move on, man. You just move on.
I'm the only one.
You're like the only person in the world, man. Everybody loved it at one point.
What about you, Joe?
Man, there are so many to pick. I'm gonna have to dwindle it down. It's got to be Sonic Mania for me. Was like the perfect love letter to old school Sonic games. On top of that, ARMS selling as much as it did. Like, it shouldn't have been a surprise. It's still a surprise, though. Like, a new IP selling that much based off, the sales of the Switch and people being hungry for games and whatnot.
I wonder, because I truly feel that ARMS took a hit because of where they placed Splatoon 2 so quick. Mm-hmm. If they would have put Splatoon 2 out now, like right now, when that new update came out, because that new update, to me, is what this game should have been from the beginning. If they would have put Splatoon 2 out right now, I think ARMS would have done a little bit better. I think that it took a hit because it had a game right up its rear that just kind of like slowed its momentum.
Yeah.
Do you think if Splatoon wasn't coming out that early on in the Switch's life cycle, that people would have seen flaws in ARMS earlier and would have forced Nintendo to rush those updates quicker?
Possibly. But I think Nintendo would have been on top of it right away and doing stuff for it. Like, I think we would have gotten more content quicker for it.
Like customizable controls, the additional states, characters.
I really think that because, dude, that game suffered from getting hit with a 1-2 punch of the Zelda DLC and Splatoon 2. Like, the 2 came out and it was done. Everybody stopped playing ARMS. That first weekend, dude, that hype was so high. Yeah, everybody had it. Everybody
it's starting to come back a little bit.
Just for people like you, but that's it. Nobody else cares.
How do you guys think it would have done if it literally dropped with 1-2 Switch and Zelda? Like it would, because that's what I thought it was going to be.
A lot better. It would have done a lot better.
That would have been a perfect balance.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe a month or two after that.
It did. It did launch a month or two after that.
You know how many people beat Zelda within
March,
like a
April,
few
May.
weeks?
If they had switched out Mario Kart 8 though and put ARMS in that place, I think it probably would have done better.
Maybe.
In terms of fan base.
Yeah.
Keeping them there.
Yeah.
My biggest surprises, I guess. First one is this Pro controller. Like, holy crap, they finally got it right. Like, it's perfect. I think besides the Elite controller, the Xbox Elite controller, it's one of the best. And also, I'm still not gonna believe it till I see it. We know it's coming out, but Xenoblade, the fact that it's coming out this year,
that's coming out next week, dude.
Yeah, exactly, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
My birthday.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Here comes Patrick. You know, giddy for Joe. Really?
I'm excited.
Listen, let the two Star Fox lovers have their moment.
Exactly. Go get a room and give them the proper birthday gift. I know.
Oh, man.
Barrel roll or no?
Yeah, I got your barrel. Oh my god.
I have to put like a warning before we start this segment.
Lord. Good Lord.
Man.
But yeah, so Pro Controller, Xenoblade, the fact that it's coming out this year. When it was first announced, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
It's next year for sure. And it's coming out soon. So
They are not afraid to be launching at these weird time frames. Like, I'm really impressed. I mean, they did it with Smash Bros, but dude, they're just like, all right, yeah, we'll release games in December.
They're doing everything the way they want. Well, you know what? That's not really true because Xenoblade Chronicles X launched like December. I think it was 10th or 20th.
Yeah, like these last two generations.
Xenoblade, they just always drop in the December spot. Like, they don't care. They could care less. I feel like they think that that's their home spot.
That game
you know?
will sell that fan base to that fan base, basically.
yeah,
So I might not buy it.
You're not gonna buy it?
I have the collector's edition pre-ordered, and I might cancel it.
Ooh. Oh man,
I just don't have time, man.
That is true. We were talking like a few episodes ago how Mario might affect the sales of it, and I think like the holiday sales, parents are not going to get Xenoblade, but like I feel like the hardcore gamers, they're looking for something to play. I think Mario being so short, like we were all concerned it was too close, but I thought
so too. But I'm already done it. I'm done and moved on. And dude, I'm like I got Skyrim sitting here, and I'm like I haven't even started yet. I'm like I'm gonna jump
Good
into
luck.
this.
Yeah, you might not want to start it.
Yeah.
So addicting, dude. So beyond addicting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is.
So yeah, those are our first two awards. Next week, I don't know what categories yet, but we'll tackle everything. Do not worry. All right, so the first topic today, pretty interesting topic. We got to have at least one controversial topic every now and then. Come on. So this week's topic is portability and people using that to justify some of the Switch's flaws. So basically what I mean by that is there are flaws with the Switch, although it's very impressive and we all love it, about ports being significantly less than other systems, of course. And people are like, it's a portable. It's a portable, man. It's whatever. The storage on the Switch. And what do you guys think about portability being used to kind of justify things? I'll start with Bobby on this one.
I don't see the Switch having flaws. For me, I look at it and I go, is there things that aren't in this thing at this moment that probably should be? Yeah, but they can always patch things in. And they've shown that they can patch things in to fix the updates. But for me, like when somebody says like, oh, well, I'm going to buy FIFA on the Switch because it's portable as opposed to the Xbox One, even though they know that the Xbox One looks better. To me, that's not the issue. The issue is this, and I've said this from the beginning. As long as a ported game, Wolfenstein 2, Doom, Skyrim, LA Noire, all these games, as long as they're comparable to their partners, I'm buying it because of the portability. And that's not, I don't feel like that's an excuse or anything. That's just makes sense. Like if the PS4 was portable and I could take it on the go, then yeah, it would make sense to buy the best version. You're buying the best version available to play it on the go and play it at home. And we're at a point now that with the Switch, those games are pretty damn spot on. Go look at the side-by-side footage of NBA 2K18 between the PlayStation Pro, the Xbox One S, and the Switch. And dude, it's pretty damn spot on. Like, there's not that much difference between them. they're able to like look at a game like Rocket League. When you're sitting there, right, and you're just the car is sitting there. For some reason, it doesn't look that good. But the minute that game starts, the minute you go and start playing, dude, all that goes away. You can't miss a beat, and it looks perfect. It looks like every other Rocket League game you play. So, for me, I feel like Nintendo is doing something special. They're giving me games like, Zelda and Mario, and I'm able to play them at home and play them on the go, and that's not a flaw at all. I don't feel like it has major flaws. I feel like it's doing what they promised us it would do, and that's not a flaw. That's delivering on your promise, and I think that's where we're at with this.
Joe, what about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, major flaws, I guess that you can take by a case-by-case basis, depending on what it is you're nitpicking at. As far as for me, I think you can't not talk about these big games being ported over and not talk about how some of them do have glitches and do have some buggy moments being a portable thing. And I think that's what you're trying to get across as far as like, what do you mean by hey, it's portable, it's gonna have these things happen. But if this is something that's going to happen consistently with every big port, like Doom having those sound glitch moments, I had it happen on stream 3 times on me already where it's happened. I love the game. It plays great. When there's a bunch of enemies on screen, it tends to slow down a bit, and that can kind of get a little frustrating. But overall, it does play good. It does do what it's intended to do, and it's you're able to still play the game and bring it with you.
So my question to you would be the sound glitch. That's a problem.
Dude, right? You have to restart the game or restart the level or die in order to get it back.
Couldn't it just be something where it can be patched in?
I would hope so.
Like, I don't feel like that's a portability issue or an issue with the Switch. That's just a flaw on Bethesda's part.
But the Switch is running it, right? Like, we have to figure out, like, what's going on exactly.
But that's no different than, like... Yeah. So that's no different than when Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, and they had to slow down. Mm-hmm. And they put a patch in, and it's fixed. There's no problem.
What was that slowdown about? Because I never experienced that.
Dude, when you went into, like, heavily wooded areas or grassy areas...
Mm-hmm. It was mostly the plateau.
Yeah. It would glitch out. Bad. Like, Link would slow down and do some crazy stuff.
I never had that. That's why I didn't.
I had it. I saw it, but it seemed pretty damn spot on. It dropped some frames. Yeah. When you look at the other one, well, like look at Skyrim, right? Skyrim's got glitches, but dude, that's Bethesda. That's Skyrim glitches. Yeah. That's stuff that's been in every version of Skyrim.
Yes.
So when you look at stuff like that, and that's what I wonder. I wonder, like, is this a glitch that's just happening? Like, here you go. Here's a glitch that was there, like that elephant, whatever game, right? You couldn't use it.
Yono.
Oh, yeah, Yono. You couldn't use it you couldn't use the Pro Controller. Yep. That's something that they mistakenly shipped that way. You know what I mean? And then they patched it in. Like, it seems like every major glitch has been patched and gotten better. So that's where I would say that there's a difference between the two, where if it's something that can be fixed and it's just a developer missed it or they were just lazy and didn't fix it. Like, what's the one that just came out and people were hammering it, man, and then they put a day one. Yeah, Rhyme. Yeah, people were hammering it, and then they put out the day one patch. And it's like, oh, it fixed most of the stuff, and it's like,
no, it didn't.
Well, that's what not everything, but most of it.
I bought the game, it still didn't.
Can someone tell me when it does fix though? Because that's a day one purchase for me.
Yeah.
Well, not
I went and bought it on hoping that patch would work, and I finished the first puzzle, and bam, it chugs right after you.
Well, no. Not the frame rate issues. I think there was other issues that they were working on to fix.
Yeah, there was dropping. There was issues where it was just like dropping to the point of unplayability.
See, for me, it's case by case, because for me, I don't value portability as high as someone else might. Mm-hmm. Like, I play certain games portable, but I feel like if you're going for that mostly portable, because there are people that exclusively play this portably, but at this very moment, I can't justify people getting these ports over like Xbox One or PS4. Like I would never say, oh yeah, get a 2K18 for the Switch over like an Xbox One. But that's because I mostly play docked. So I don't know. I think it's case by case. I think some of these ports like Rime and the little glitches in Doom, I think it's mostly because the Switch is a pretty new system, and I think these are some of the first wave of ports that we're going to see.
Yeah.
Whereas next year, I think it's going to be a little bit more smooth, but I don't know. I don't know why a company would give review copies, and we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Give review copies of a broken game. Why release it?
I think the other thing that people have to recognize too is you're taking games that were built on a much superior console, the PS4, the Xbox One. They're far superior than the Switch, but they're grading them down. They're downgrading them, and they're still running smoothly. I've had conversations with Image and Forum, right? And I said, like, how do you guys build your games? Because they run on everything perfectly. And now they're not master slogs, they're not these huge games, but what they said was they build the game for the 3DS. That was, when they were doing 3DS games. They were like, we built it for the 3DS. It's ready to go. Everything's done. Then we just take that version and port it across the board because we know it runs perfectly on that version, so it'll run everywhere. And these guys are taking game, like you look at a game like Doom, if there's issues with it, I totally get it. They took a game that's running on far superior hardware and they're scaling it down.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah,
almost.
so it's going to be issues. It's going to take time to work all them kinks out and get it fine-tuned. But the fact that they're doing it and they're trying, that's a plus in my book.
Yeah. It is impressive. It's, I don't know, there's just certain things that are like, oh man, if only I didn't have to kill myself to restart the sound of this. Or if it slows down and I can't put in a certain combo input. Yeah. Those are the little things that irk me. They don't stop me from playing the game. Yeah. Completely. It's just,
I think the fact that Doom is running on the Switch is incredible. Like this should not be possible, but it is, and it's crazy. All right, Joe. Pretty normal topic this week. I'm a little disappointed. All right,
I know. It was like I might as well. It's been the hot topic for EA for forever.
Yep.
So yeah, microtransactions. I'll spike it with the question, and I'll give you guys the little synopsis. But do you think integration of microtransactions eventually makes its way to Nintendo licensed games on the Switch? I mean, we see it with their mobile titles. Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing most recently. And then you have also to the point of controversy where the government is starting to interfere with certain things because the ESRB isn't doing their thing with crazy taking advantage microtransaction situations with the crazy Battlefront situation, which I'm not going to talk about what I don't fully know because I haven't played the game myself to really understand the full situation. But I thought it was interesting that, will we see a time, because Nintendo tends to be late because I feel like they want to get certain things right. Like with the season pass, we're finally seeing more of that this generation than the last generation when everyone was doing it on 360 PS3 era. Do you think this is the generation Nintendo starts finding ways to integrate cosmetics as a in-purchase item, or do we keep it the way of like what we're seeing with Splatoon, with ARMS, free updates, the weapons every couple weeks, the Splatfests, and all that stuff? Start off with Patrick.
All right. I will give the very simple answer. There is 0% chance that they ever do this. And the only reason why I say this is two reasons. Splatoon 2 is like insane. The value of that game that you're getting is insane. Same with ARMS. Say what you want about ARMS, but like they've been doing a lot of updates on that game. But the main reason is, especially now more than ever, you have so many influencers on YouTube. We review games. Other people have opinions on games. And the voice of the gamers when it came to Battlefront 2, that game is destroyed forever now. Like you can't get back that reputation. So I think that Nintendo is they're very cautious and aware that they need to kind of get their reputation back. They took a big hit with the Wii U. At the end of the Wii, like Nintendo was looked at as this big kiddie console. So I think that they're all about making a good name, putting out these good games, and that might be the difference maker with Nintendo compared to other people, is that they update their games. They're giving you all this free content. So I think there is 0% chance. And if they try something, like they've been so good about DLC, giving us all this extra content. Season passes were kind of a weird thing for them to introduce, but they've done it pretty well. So I just can't see this happening ever. I don't.
I think that let's be honest, I am surrounded with loot boxes behind me.
That's true.
Essentially, Amiibo would be, I feel, Nintendo's version of a loot box. But at least with Amiibo, I'm getting something, but I'm also getting content in multiple games, not just one game. That aside, I don't think Nintendo will do loot boxes in the term that we know and that we understand, because of the fact they just don't believe in it. They don't even believe it in the mobile market. Like, they wanted to change the game in the mobile market, and people wouldn't let them. They wanted to charge $10 for Super Mario Run, and people flipped out and was like, why is this game not free?
It blew my mind.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, you're telling me that I get a full-fledged game for $10 and I don't have to do any in-game purchases or any of that? And, like, people freaked out and got upset about that. And it's like, wow, like, you guys, I don't get it. So they followed up with Fire Emblem, and I think maybe Fire Emblem was going to be something similar, and it got changed up at because they did delay the game. They delayed both Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing right after the whole Super Mario Run thing. So I think essentially what we saw was Nintendo was like, wow, these guys want to give us extra money. Okay, we'll just do what we got to do and make the changes on things. So essentially, I don't see them doing it as it is. Also, I've read some articles where people feel like the reason why EA went back on what they went back on was because Disney stepped in. And Disney was like, we got a big movie coming out. You're pissing people off when it comes to our franchise. Back it off. Because they didn't say it wasn't coming back. They put it on pause for the time being. So I think Disney stepped in and was like, stop it for now. And after the movies comes out and we're done with the movie, you can do whatever you want to do. But I think it gave fans a false sense of victory because they immediately went after FIFA next. And I got news for you. EA is not backing off of this. They are not going away. If you wanted to stop, you wanted to seriously stop spending money. There is nobody to blame for these tactics except for the fans that are out there screaming. I've always felt this way. The people that you hear making the noise are the vocal minority. It's the people that don't really, truly have the feel and the vibe of the overall fan of the game. People are spending a boatload of money on these loot boxes. If they weren't, they would not do them. It's real simple economics, man. Mm-hmm. If they're not making money off it, they would not do it. So if you stop buying them stupid packs of cards in FIFA and Madden, they'll stop doing it. So anybody that complains about it and cries about it, and this, you need to look at your friends and go, are you buying packs? You buy one pack, you're part of the problem. Mm-hmm. It's real simple. Yeah. And I've never, ever... I paid you $60 for this game. I'm not giving you more money on top of it. DLC is one thing. If you're giving me true content DLC, that's one thing. But a loot box to unlock extra characters? Nah, pass. Not going to happen. If I feel like I'm getting a value out of something, then... Because people could look at me and go, well, why do you say that with Amiibo? Well, here's the thing with Amiibo. I'm looking at them as little statues of
collectibles.
But I'm looking at them as little statues that I can display and show off. The extra bonus that they give me in game, that's just gravy. That's just additional stuff for me. I barely used it in Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? Like, I used it after I beat the game so I could unlock different costumes. But like, whatever. Like, everything that's in Super Mario Odyssey, you can unlock without the Amiibo. And it's not hard to unlock. So I don't see them doing that, honestly.
And the whole thing about the morality, the gambling aspect of it too, it just doesn't really sound like a Nintendo thing to do. So what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much on the same boat for the most part. It was just interesting that this is coming up. Animal Crossing is here. It does have microtransactions, but not once did I feel like I was tempted at all to like purchase any additional bells or what is it, leaf tickets?
Leaf tickets.
Yeah.
For the game, but I also like stopped playing because I lost interest in the game after playing an hour and a half of it. But yeah, like the amount of time I spent there, I was like, okay, you can get like most of that stuff just going around town doing the little chores for everybody and getting what people want, and then you're kind of set.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit. I haven't dipped into paying anything yet.
Yeah. It's you know it. I could see it down the road on maybe some very minor things, but it's like what you said. There's amiibos for that. There's other ways of unlocking things. I think they've worked around getting that, and it's with like you said, Breath of the Wild and Sunshine. Jesus Christ, Mario Odyssey. It's everything's in there, which is great. They do a really good job making a perfect game for all intents and purposes, using that term loosely, but you get what I'm trying to get across there.
Definitely. And the age-old question, Bobby, what do you got for us today?
So if you were dropped on a deserted island and you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what game would you bring and why?
This wasn't the wacky question?
Not series. No, he said you didn't bring the wacky question. Not series, just game. One game.
Puyo Tetris, down.
What?
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, I
figured you're going to bring your favorite game, Arms.
Ooh, damn, savage.
Oh, God.
He can't play with anybody online.
That's true.
This is true.
I have 3 games.
One game.
I know. So, Skyrim, GTA 5.
One game.
Breath of the Wild.
You're not bringing any of them.
I can answer the question.
Here's the deal. If you bring more than one game, we're going to nuke the island and you die. So,
damn.
One game.
I'm going to have to say... Shit. This is a Nintendo channel, and I'm going to say GTA 5. There is so much to do in that game, dude. There's so much to do. It's like... Now, oh wait. Can we don't have the online?
Do we have Wi-Fi on this island, Bobby?
Yeah, you could. It's a fake island.
I wasn't sure if this is like Lost or something. You know?
No. It's not like that. It's not like that. Like you have a boat that comes every day and brings you food and stuff. We're fine.
Oh man, we're living.
He just can't get more games.
Better than Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I might say GTA 5 just because like I can interact with other humans at least. But I don't know. Breath of the Wild's a close second, man. You need an open world game. You'd go nuts.
Oh man, for me, it was between Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy VIII, and I've got to go with Final Fantasy VI. It's still one of my favorite games ever, and it's something that I can just jump back into all the time and not get bored of it. The music keeps me sane. There's just so much emotion there. I can feel a little bit of everything, and I can name characters after people that I've met in my real life.
It's true.
Also, Kefka.
Here's the answer.
No, mine's Animal Crossing New Leaf. Because there's something new to do almost every day. That's celebrate holidays in there. It would kind of give me that interaction, per se. Because I'm not going to play it. I wouldn't play an online game to interact with people. Because I didn't tell you could bring a headset and voice chat. So it's just a game. So you would just be running around shooting people. No, I feel like Animal Crossing gives me... I mean, dude, I put 500 hours into that game.
Jeez.
So I feel like this guy with the camera. You can't ever just turn autofocus off. Look
just
at this.
No, it doesn't. Come on, man. There we go. Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's the cat.
For me though, I feel like I put 500 hours into Animal Crossing New Leaf. I would definitely just dive into that game. And just it would give me enough content to just spend hours upon hours just doing different things. you get your daily chores you could do, all that stuff. Like, it's really, really, I think it's one of the perfect games for, like, because not only that, it's based off real time. So it's, it's not one of those games where, like, you play every time you go, it's like a fake, it's the same place you left off. It's different time. Like, you go there at 4 o'clock, it's a different time. So I definitely would do that.
And then by year 2, Bobby's eyes would explode from looking at that little screen. No, it's a good pick, though. That's a good pick.
Thank you. So that's all we got for today, right?
Yeah, that is all we got for today. Good topics. Like I said, next week we will continue the Planet Nintendo Awards. I don't know. If you want to see a certain topic, comment down below on this video. And yeah, so before we sign out, why don't you guys sign out? Joe, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, youtube.com/JoeAfterWork, where we're almost at the halfway to 1K, 950, almost at 950 right now.
That's a little bit more than, just a tad more than halfway.
You know what I mean?
Like apparently they don't have math in New York, so just tell you.
Almost at the halfway point of that next 100. You know what
you're
I'm saying?
You're at 950, man. We need. Listen, if you're listening to this,
almost at 950.
If you're listening to this, please
go there.
Go and subscribe to Joe. Let's get him over 1,000. This is madness that this guy is not at 1,000. This is crazy.
Hey,
we've made a rule that if he's not at 1,000 by the end of next week, that he cannot be on the show. We are the 1,000 posse, and he needs to get there. If he's not there, he's got to go. Pressure. So if you like Joe, you need to go subscribe to him so that we can stay around.
That'd be an awesome birthday present. And if my cat would stop being Twitch.tv/JoeAfterWork and at JoeAfterWork on Twitter.
Good stuff. Bobby, what about you, man?
At Nintendo Gurus on YouTube. On Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow me over on youtube.com/Nintendo Guru.
All right, guys, that does it for this week's episode. We will see you next week. See you later, guys.
Support your chibi art.
Peace out, Preston. Why are you laughing, dude? Why are you laughing?